in amongst a happy group of Nopon, a tragedy struck. So much so that even the mini-map is not going to acknowledge it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we went around as Melia, Her Highness. After acquiring her royal signature, we now opened up many doors across Bionis and got what's rightfully hers, the Grace Top. One of, if not argumental sake, the best equipment for Melia in terms of clothing. Now, she takes that, her experience, and all of her development. It's time. But I think we need a bit more incentive before we go. Looks like the kids survived.
Excuse me, can I ask you a favor? Back in the capital, our dad turned into a Telethia. Now all that's left of our family is me and my sister Cian.
Now's not the time for a generic beep boop.
I'm coping with it, but Cian still thinks that our dad is gonna come for us. I don't want to tell the truth just yet. She could at least have some kind of memento of our dad. I know he had a precious art project kept buried in the ground.
Collect something of your precious that have been buried near the Fountain of Hope in Alcamoth.
Thank you. Dad buried it for a small fountain in Fountain of Hope.
Yada yada yada.
He always used to go there.
Seems like a dad didn't make it. In the first instance, when discovering this side quest, we were kind of taken aback because we had spoken previously how we found it to be funny, saying, "Oh look, in the description we thought it was him dating kids, you know, but actually doing research, doting is actually a real thing, you know." It's kind of charming. Then to immediately learn that, but then notice that the dad had gone. It's like, oh well, that's a bit of a kick in the teeth. And a little preference on this one. We are still talking about our second playthrough here, so a lot of things we learned from that we just experienced. And yes, just hanging there, but you just get it again. This thing at this point, one star affinity is useless, especially in the upper regions of Bionis. And I was trying to make a somber point. Thank you very much, lady. Yeah, but like you do in your second playthroughs, you see things that you didn't see before, and you learn to appreciate them a lot more. As shown here.
Hey. Oh, it's you? I know that I can rely on you. I'm sure you'll be able to help. Forgive me, but won't you hear out my request? I truly don't know what to do. Why did this have to happen? Galvin transformed into a Telethia right in front of me. But he was still himself inside. He flew off without attacking me. But I just keep thinking about it. Galvin was such a kind man. I can't bear to think that he could be attacking people right now. So I have something terrible to ask of you. I want you to help me save Galvin. The only thing is, I don't know where he went after he flew away. Perhaps there is someone who's seen him. Could you ask around?
We will. We can find him.
Thank you, I'm so very grateful. It would be best to ask in Satoru Frontier Village. The people who knew Galvin best were in evac ships headed there.
Then we will. So, if we look, this is pretty much the only people that are here during nighttime or daytime. Save you out of the trouble. There's no one on the left side. Kind of pointless, and it makes me feel like they could have stuffed a bit more in there, but hey ho. Let's try looking at nighttime. Yep, there is someone. Dare I say, no colleague of his.
Are you that?
Rosa wants to know where Galvin is. I did not tell Roseanne, but Galvin saved my life. He transformed into a Telethia, but even so, he protected me when I was being attacked. Once I was safe, he flew away towards the Imperial Palace. Perhaps he went to save someone else. Well, if look on the quests there, you see, you talk to people in front of your village. This just doesn't end with just one person. Like I said with Galvin and the father before, we learn to appreciate more about the NPCs as we've gone on. If you remember back with Galvin, he was the soldier who, despite having a back injury, always kept working and never really faltered in trying to protect the Imperial Palace or the royal family or whatever you would like to say. So, and just see that in his final moments, he still kept that moniker. Makes you appreciate the character even more, even though it's pretty much flavor text at that point. Anyway, though, let's give us a moment and we'll find the people we're looking for. Since the kid knows something.
You want to know where Galvin is? Actually, there was someone who protected us along with our father. I don't know if it was this Galvin, but like before though. After helping us, he headed for the entrance to the Imperial Palace. That's about all I know. I hope it's of some use to you.
Even the kid knows him.
Yep. Hero to all. He was a knight after all. Makes you wonder if he was next in line to be Melia's guard out if what happened in Magna Forest. You never know. It's just these things you like to think about. Anyway though, on to the next person. Kalalika. It's a jolly old Nopon who helped us with the telescope. What's that? More information on about Galvin? Well then, I didn't see him myself, but I heard what happened. We need to find the one who attacked the Revelation Hall. Anyway, it's just a rumor. It's not the most reliable information. After all that, I gotta get back to Rosiel. We got the info. Here's what we know.
Did you ask around? I see. Gavin was a wonderful person. It helps just to hear these words. The information you've collected can only mean one thing. Galvin is in Revelation Hall in the Imperial Palace in Alcamoth. I know what has to be done. I want to ask something of you, but I just can't bring myself to say it.
Quest complete. Now we take a very valuable AP up and a hero biter for Ricky. But, as you can probably guess, that's not all.
Ah, it's you again. Please forgive my reaction. I have made up my mind about Galvin. We now know that Galvin is in the Imperial Palace Revelation Hall. He used to spend so much time there with his fellow soldiers. Some instinct to protect it must have still remained within him. We must put him out of his misery. We must allow him to finally rest. I know this will not be easy, but will you please end it for him?
We have our quests.
I'm eternally grateful for you for accepting such a terrible task. You were the only ones I could turn to. I'm sorry.
As if that wasn't a bigger kick in the teeth. There's more. We've gone from family, I've gone from a precious colleague, and the affinity really shows it. Well, we've done this from the very start, so why not? Let's start from the bottom and work our way upwards. Now, as we go on, this was again during our second playthrough. Because, if we were to say, not that, look at the world map, and go to Alcamoth, we would see that everything is black, everything is blocked off. Couldn't go there anymore. I honestly thought that because just like the Mechonis was, and Galahad Fortress and Sword Valley, that everything was destroyed and it couldn't go back. That's what I thought it meant.
Mm-hmm.
But then, just out of curiosity, we walked around, and out of morbid curiosity, we stepped inside. You can still go back. During our second playthrough, this freaked us out. Because the song's still the same, the environment looks different entirely. Even right before you enter. If we were to say switch it to daytime, even now you can see an eerie mist that's slightly pink as you go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Things aren't destroyed and in ruin per se, but everything's pretty much stopped. The cars no longer going by, but yet oddly, the treadmills are still going somehow.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder how this place runs, but every single high-enter here is now gone. Nothing but Telethia. I said this a few episodes ago, but this game is done holding your hand. This game is done taking it easy. So much so that this is pretty much the minimum of the challenge you are going to have going forward. Able Telethias. If you couldn't guess by the Telethias, they can commit a soul read, and these ones are pretty much heavy hitters and fast movements. Lucky though, Ricky has a spike. A good boy.
I think what really freaks me out is the dark mist that's around Alcamoth.
Yep, hence the evil remnants of Zanza. If you couldn't tell, their biggest worry is Shockwave, in which can paralyze you, and if you're not too careful. And not just for me, the mist is very eerie, but also the various placements of different enemies. Because I've done a few comparisons here and there, and some of the Telethia that are here are pretty much spot on to where random NPCs used to be. Whether they were walking around doing their rounds, sitting next to benches, there are actually Telethia that are next to benches, makes you wonder. Oh no, it's just the attention to detail that this has placed. Luckily though, Alcamoth is so widespread that these Telethia don't really have a chance to look at you. And when we got to Alcamoth, like way back, I mentioned that this was the only hub town in the entire game that had collectibles inside them. For good reason. This was kind of a spoiler to say, yeah, look, this is gonna be a place in which we'll have enemies. It's just a little subtle warning that this game gives you, and I love that it remains constant with the Telethia, the story behind them in Magnum Forest, the placements that I've just talked about. It's just so subtle.
And like in the times in which they've seen ancient statues, like that looked like bird people, that looked like dino beast.
Even to the subtle heart-to-heart of Fiona and Ricky saying, oh look, they look ugly, you know, it looked like bird people, but not quite like bird people. It was giving you signs, but just in the most subtle ways. I've seen this be told about this game from time to time, and it's something that I can thoroughly agree on. This game is a master of foreshadowing, because it's nothing that's in your face, it's nothing that it's deliberate on, but it just gives you enough that on the second look you go, oh, that's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
But again, luckily though, your main goals is dealing with the aerial Telethias. And getting Telethia rings by proxy, thanks to Ricky. And getting pretty good equipment on top of it. Makes you wonder how the ether transformation made that happen.
It makes me wonder if those Telethia rings were the engagement rings or wedding rings of former Hyantia.
Again, makes you wonder. But we get the family picture. And you'd think odd that he would constantly do that, like put a picture on there. But as we see, Telethia Volrain, it's him, the dad himself. Now you can technically avoid this boss if you wish, or he can just run.
Or waddle, more like.
Excuse me, buddy. I was being really somber. But yep, as you can probably tell, this guy is a big boy, and he doesn't really hold back. Although, if I can make one gripe of this, is that he doesn't really have any unique quest or any unique movesets, or even being a unique monster, even though he does have a unique name as far as NPCs are concerned. And again, the higher levels, it does make you worry, but if you are prepared enough and have ether and a lot of support, like I do, you'll be a-okay. I don't really have stories on NPCs regarding video games, but we'll always have a story with Volrain. He started out as a funny dad who can't keep track of his kids for crap. He went to a very weird and questionable guy because we didn't know what doting was at the time. But then turned into a rather charming dad who, in some ways, you would kind of expect him to actually know what was coming. Because why else would he bury a family picture if he wasn't expecting anything? Unfortunately, again, he doesn't drop a gold chest or have anything unique about him. But it was always nice to see. To me, I don't feel like it's an enemy in which you can skip, because it just means too much. But anyway though, as we go on, we have a few more places to be. So, let us go up. Let Melia return to her rightful place. Not only in her capital, but I feel like there's a throne waiting for her. And somehow, I feel like it's fitting that for once, the capital isn't reigning when Melia comes back. Maybe things are starting to turn.
She's gonna restore her capital piece by piece.
Yep.
As the Empress should.
Yeah, and piece by piece, and you mean at Telethia bite. Telethia. Now, I'm gonna warn you right now. This place is gonna be crawling with Telethia, because it's not only where most of the NPCs were, but also the royal capital and the royal guards. These guys do not hold back at all, because you have a mob mentality, and some of these guys actually do have spikes. This one though, thankfully not, but it's a thing to keep in mind. But I pretty much think all of the Telethia that you have here, they all have kindred abilities. So I want a warning for you guys who just don't like the numbers game. And for once, in case you want a grinding spot, the back areas of Alcamoth are actually kind of useful, Because these guys, they give out a lot of EXP and they come in drones, if it were to quote a certain princess, which I just did.
I think Charlotte says that.
What a pain! They're coming in droves!
Well, never mind. I'm just going to run off and reclaim my capital. I'm a princess, not one of grammar. Thank you very much. Or, you know what? Never mind. Let's just kill. Ricky stealing from the dead. Pretty much.
This one dies soon.
Summon wind! Fire! Summon ice!
Find goodies.
Ricky nicked an art book. Ricky!
Yeah.
Ricky! How we get Shaker Edge?
Icky.
Dude! Ricky, not an art book that we needed, but I'll take it!
I think the only time this ever happened is like Ricky nicked one for me a long time ago, and that was only once.
God damn, Ricky!
Even when victory
I know you want to help Melia, but Christ!
We're getting lucky because we found 2 serious enemies.
Yeah, off screen whilst we were looking around.
2 in a row.
Which begs the question, game, where's the kick?
We keep asking that and it hasn't come up yet.
We're
and I'm
running
worried.
We're running out of places in which the kick can come, and you know what? I dread there's gonna be a place where the kick is coming.
The final boss, just you watch.
Oh no. Oh no. I would rather take the kick now than and later on. Because Lord no, that's gonna only be fun. Telepia tracker. I will give you a guess in what that's for. It's keeping a good radar on Telepia. But on a slight note though, this is one of the enemies that Charlotte's Tranquilizer and Fan Hedgehog can do wonders for. In case you need to know that.
use my power to protect my friends.
Thanks, Ricky. Bit late, but hey ho. But now, the door is open. And what a warm welcome it is. But I think we'll call things there. So, guys, if you like NPC backstories and just the somber feels in general, be sure to like this video. If you just like the Ether Mist, well then, you can, but just don't dislike this video. The Empress decrees it! But, if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe to see more. Because next episode, it's not going to be good for Melia. On that note, guys, thank you all for watching, and be sure to stick around. We've got a lot of work to do. See you next time, guys.